running late. Honestly, I pressed the wrong button. I'm getting used to Instagram, y'all. I'm just telling you. But just to go back to what I was saying when I was talking to myself, apparently. I'm creating a honey bath here today. So hopefully you came prepared with your honey and your herbs to make your own personal goddess honey bath. This is Goddess Living with HP Marlana in the house. Just a little background on me. I have a YouTube channel where I talk to the divine feminines. I work on oracle messages from the divine to give to the nation, to give to the world, actually. I have been working in herbalism and the studies of herbs for over 20 years. I'm actually older than I look. And actually it started back when I had my daughter, or before I had my daughter, because I had different female issues as well, whether, fibroids. I had issues, they thought I had, what was the name of that other issue? Where you had really heavy cramps and just overly, hello, welcome everyone. So where I had different terrible cramps and just in my daily life. So I wanted to use natural means of healing in order to heal myself naturally. So my daughter is almost 20. She's 19 actually, almost 20. And I was dealing with herbs prior to that, just with my natural living in my body. It was almost innate to me. And also my family also helped with that as well, in regards to my mother having her own issues around digestional issues and colon issues and just different issues internally, and her turning to natural modes as well. So knowing that healed her, stopped her from surgeries. The same happened actually with me, except actually I went through a surgery, and after I went through that surgery, I said I will never do it again. I believe I had a laparoscopy. I think that's what it was called back then, and that's because they wanted to see my internal organs and see what was going on, because I had terrible cramps, and some of you females may understand that. That's why we're doing Goddess Living here today. Some of them had terrible cramps. Good morning everyone, how you doing? So I had to look into other means of healing myself. How do I get rid of these cramps? How do I get rid of some of these issues, these female reproductive issues that I was having on a regular basis? And then when it came to my daughter and having my daughter, I wanted to definitely have my daughter naturally. So again, I looked in, I was taught how to birth naturally, and I was successful in birthing naturally in a midwifery center. Actually, just to give you a little tidbit about myself, I'm actually creating a natural birthing center here in the Goddess Healing, Graceful Healing Retreat as well. So this is Graceful Healing Retreat. We do glamping, we do healing with different natural modalities, spiritual modalities, things of that nature. Hopefully I'll come out soon, because we actually videotaped and did a little live streaming of a actual goddess healing event that I did at my retreat here. And there we really had a great time, and it was bringing again that goddess healing to everyone in different modalities, dealing with your natural, dealing with herbs, dealing with your natural foods and that you need to eat. Yoni, we were dealing with the whole yoni aspect with your reproductive organs. We also did readings. I'm HP Marlana, so that's what I do, the readings and healing you from the core. What is it that you really need to deal with? And then we were eating all vegan and natural foods. It was beautiful. We really had an awesome time. It was, I want to say it was about 6 or 7 women. We had about 5 to 6 healers. So I wasn't doing it all by myself. It was really a beautiful female, feminine camaraderie, a goddess. I mean, it was awesome. We went out to the fire pit. I mean, it was amazing. So just to give you a little background about myself, but nonetheless, when I decided to create the honey bath, it was again a time in my life where I wanted to heal again naturally. Like I said, after I kind of took the steps to have the surgery, which at the time I felt like I needed, because the doctor made it feel so grand and so important that I had to have it. And And that's something that I want to tell you guys today. You know, I'm also the president of the AHG, American Herbalist Guild of the DC, Maryland, Virginia chapter. And one of the things that I realized prior to me even coming on, and I do want to say hi to everyone. You said you were just watching a YouTube video with the Divine Feminine update. Yes, it was amazing. We did that last night. That was awesome. Absolutely. Find out America. Yes. So I'm the president of AHG of the DC, Maryland, Virginia chapter. And one of the things that I definitely wanted to hone in on, and I like to tell people is, you know, when it comes down to it, you know, a lot of the things we choose to do based on so-called urgency, whether it be a C-section, whether it be, you know, immediate surgeries, and all of these things really aren't so immediate and necessary. But sometimes people will hype us up, doctors, nurses, whoever's in that position will hype you up to make you feel like this is something you have to do immediately. And after having that first surgery, I really had some issues after that. Actually, you know, it was successful in that, you know, after that, I was actually able to have my daughter, which was great. But I must say, when they came back to me for a second time to say, oh, you need surgery again, I was like, no. I refused to take on the surgery. And that's where it kind of landed to my cancer scare, because although it helped, I just don't know if it was immediate and it had to be done at that time, and was it really that drastic. So everything that I've done after that has been really, thank you for your, you know, speaking to the doctors. First, I interview my doctors. If I'm going to deal with the doctor, I mean, literally, I know I contacted maybe a few years ago my family practitioner for, I forget what reason, but they were like, well, we haven't seen you in years, so you have to come in as a new client again, because I don't go to doctors if I don't have to. But I'd rather do it in a natural healing way. So I have natural doctors, natural practitioners I go to that will tell me, look, this is all you need. Go get this herb. Go get a half of ounce of this herb, and you're going to mix it with this. And what you're going to do is create a salve, or what you're going to do is create a salve, or put it on here, or put it on there, or put it in there. And then give yourself some time to actually heal, and it works. You know, a lot of times, you know, when it comes to Western medicine, they want to say that, well, when it comes to the herbal community, you don't have proof or substantial proof. But I mean, the Western medicine, they're able to pay off labs, and don't get me started. I'm just saying to give the proof that's necessary. I mean, it's all these backdoor ways of getting what they need done. So it's really not too fair, if you want to say, you know, if you're trying to balance apples with apples. It's almost like apples and oranges. So personally, I reach out to natural healing modalities as much as I can. So hopefully you guys here came prepared to make the honey bath. Like I said, when I created the honey bath, it was a time where I felt like I needed to pour back into me, which is the slogan of Graceful Healing Retreat, pouring back into you. So what can you do to pour back into you? And this is one of the goddess baths that I created to pour back into me. You said I need an invite the next time I fly out to Maryland. Absolutely. Well, you can always book, you know, goddess healing sessions with me. That's never closed off. Actually, you can go to my website and book that, the glamping and all of that good stuff. A lot of it has been shut down this year. A lot of it has been kind of shut down due to COVID and all of that, because just the way in which things have gone. So I would say definitely prepare if you would like to come and do the goddess glamping or anything like that. Make sure you definitely come like next year. Prepare to come next year when you're in town, okay? All right, so all right, let's get started, guys. Hopefully you saw the flyer, the promo on Instagram, and it's been different promos all over in regards to what you need in order to create your goddess bath. So what I asked for you guys, if you wanted to create a goddess bath here with me today, you're going to first need some honey, because we're creating a honey bath. We're creating a honey goddess honey bath here. So this is just honey that I actually found in like a Costco or something like that. Just FYI, I have honey that I also took out of my big 5-gallon container, which I told you guys last week that I had this huge 5-gallon container of honey, and I wish I could show it to you. Ta-da, this is it. Okay, and it's heavy, okay? So this is what I use when I'm creating my, oh, my hands are sticky now. This is what I use when I create my honey baths. So, like I said, I created the honey bath some time ago, and then people just started asking me, you know, are you selling the honey bath? And I was like, sure, but I'm like, I can teach you how to make it too, you know. So I've always loved to train people, teach them on how to make the honey bath, or make any product that I make, because I feel as though we all can make all of these things for ourselves. You can make sass for yourself. You can make rose water for yourself. You know, all these things are great for healing rituals and all of that. You can create your own little, you know, sage sticks and bundles, and, you know, create them however you want. I mean, it's just beautiful that we have all these options here. So I definitely want to come back to you guys every Saturday to bring forth just some more good knowledge, so you can try to do some of these things with your children. These are great things actually to do at home with children, especially during COVID, especially during this time where they're not going to school. They need some activities and different things of that nature. So I would just say, you know, don't hesitate to go find the herbs. Again, on my website, you can get them by the ounce, so you can get them fairly cheap. Some herbs are like $2 an ounce. I mean, they're very cheap. Inexpensive, but they're very helpful. They're all USDA approved, medicinal, picked at the highest level of its growth, as far as, because, you know, no matter what kind of herb you have, again, with anything that you have, if you don't get it, even like with fruit, if you get it when it's ripe, or if you get it when it's not at its full maturity stage, then the roots that you use may not be as potent as it could be. The flowers, the leaves that you use may not be as potent as they should be. So you definitely want to get the herbs at the best quality possible. And definitely on my website, we have that. But we only have about 60 herbs right now. So I just want to say hi to everyone. We have about 60, I think we have about 64 herbs, but I'm growing that tremendously. It'll probably double by the end of the year, but I did want to just show you some of the herbs that I use on a regular basis, and some of these herbs, of course, are on the site. So last week I showed you guys how to make your own oils, to make your own. This right here is a chamomile oil. Like I told you, I make different oils with the herbs that I use, and I infuse them and this one here is infused in avocado oil. So like I said, as we do these different things, these different activities, you can use some of the items that you have in the house. I personally use avocado oil in all of my products because of its penetrating factor, because of the vitamin A and C that's in it, and the level of penetration, because it actually goes multiple layers down your epidermis. I mean, in your epidermis. And now I'm about to get real scientific-y, but it goes down multiple layers of your skin, so it really absorbs in your skin at a great way to where it actually locks in the moisture for a longer period of time. Like my body products literally just melt on your skin, because I also make body butters. I make, like you said, the honey baths. I make actually hemp products as well, hemp tinctures, the hemp honey bath. Also, I would show you guys how to add a little hemp to it so you can get actually another effect to your honey bath, because actually when you add the hemp herb into your honey bath, it actually helps moisturize you internally and externally. It's for you goddesses. So hopefully you understand what I mean by that. But today we're going to show you how to use the herbs that you have right in your kitchen. If you don't already have them, like I said, you can reach out. But I'm using today calendula. I think I spoke to you guys before about why I use calendula in all my products. It was because of my cancer scare. So I use calendula in all of my everything I do, because of the healing effects of calendula that I love, okay? We also have rose petals here. So this is not just because of the goddess nature, but roses have antibacterial, antifungal properties as well. So I just want you to know that roses aren't just for the beautiful smell and the look of the roses, but rather it's also good for your collagen levels, your vitamin A and C. Again, it really helps with, you know, clearing, you know, anti-aging properties. It actually helps with clearing pimples, acne, all of that. So it's an astringent. So it has, actually, no, it's not an astringent. I'm sorry. It has antiviral effects as well. Okay, so it's great for a cleanser for yourself. You can use this in toners, all kinds of different things. So I did want to let you guys know that. So roses aren't just for the beautiful effects, the smell, although I love roses. So it's not just for the effects, but you can pull the oils out of the roses, again, to bring on the effects, the medicinal effects that you need. So I'm pulling out my heavy dandy. I just want to say hi to everyone. Hello. How you guys doing? I'm just going to pull out my handy dandy marble. I call this my poem maker, but this is what I use to powder down my herbs. And I have a huge one in here as well. It's over there. It's crazy. But this is a small one that I'm just going to use to make the personal products myself. What you're going to need today is, because we're going to create a double boiler effect, so you definitely need something like a glass, a Pyrex, something that is okay to sit in hot water, to sit on the stove. So I suggest that you use like a Pyrex or something like that. I also use my jars. I will put my jars in there too. This is Pyrex also, so if you want to make, again, a small amount, you can put this right in your double boiler as well. So just to show you what I mean by a double boiler, I have just a pot here with some water in it, and I just want to show you that I do have a pot here with some water. And this is what I use to make a lot of my products, except for when I'm making them in large batches, and then I have a huge pot up there. But you go ahead and put the water in your pot, and then what we're going to do is put your Pyrex right in here as well. Okay, so I already turned this on. I had it on low, so you can just keep the fire on low, and you'll see that you'll start to see a little bubbles in it, but you don't want it to get too hot. Okay, usually if you're really trying to get fancy with it, I can come back at a later date and let you know what temperature that you should have it in. Like when it comes to some of my hemp products, like I don't go over like 140 as far as the temperature is concerned, because that will like burn the oil, or it'll take out the effects, the medicinal effects of your herbs. So so like I said, even last week, it's certain things that you should boil versus things. I don't know if you've seen me actually, but I've spoken to you guys before about the herbs, and sometimes you are going to steep them based on the level, based on the herb itself. So if it's a root, sometimes you may have to simmer it. If it's a leaf, it's a flower. Those are the things that you could just pour the hot water over and steep. You don't have to sit it on the stove, all of that good stuff. So all of these things have their rules and regulations that go with it, which is why I'm here today, to kind of help you with some of these things, okay? So I'm sorry, I don't know if you guys hear my puppy in the back. I don't know if he's a puppy because he's old. He's 11 years old, but he's back there whining, so I apologize for that. But okay, so we have our Pyrex. If you guys have your Pyrex, definitely pull that out. You want to, again, create a double boiler effect. So you're just going to put an empty Pyrex. So I have nothing in here, okay? So this is an empty Pyrex that's clean, that I put right into the hot water that was already on my stove. And so what we're going to do is we're going to create the, we're going to basically, essentially, do something similar to what I did last week in regards to the honey and the oil, and we're going to combine the two, and then we're going to also extract the properties of the herbs into the oil as well, so we can have that effect in your oil in addition to the honey. Now I do want to say all the effects, I'm just telling you guys, honey has so many amazing effects, okay guys? This honey here, this is just, again, regular honey, okay? But I just want to let you know, it helps you with dandruff, psoriasis, dry skin. You can use honey on so many different things. Antimicrobial, antibacterial, antiviral, honey is like anti-everything. Anti-aging, helps plump, your collagen levels and improve your collagen levels. Some people use this on their face in addition to other herbs to, again, add moisture back into your skin. So again, you can use any type of honey. I would say Manuka honey. I love Manuka honey as well. But I use a standard honey. This one here is just a regular clover honey that I got from like a Costco. So I just want to let you know you can use whatever you have in the house like this, okay? But you also have the minerals. You have amino acids in honey. The sugar and the glucose, how it transforms into your body is amazing. So I just want to let you know that with the honey, like the honey just has so many awesome effects that you just definitely have to understand that this is amazing, why you should sit in honey. Like it's two baths I wanted to create after I went to herbal studies and learned a lot about my herbs. I actually went to Thai Sophia in Maryland, and I'm telling you, it was two things between Thai Sophia and between my natural physician. Two things I wanted to create was an aloe vera bath, an aloe vera healing bath, and a honey bath. Now the aloe vera is next, so we will come back. I have not created that yet as far as patented it and started selling it yet, but I did want to let you guys know that that is coming. Those are some baths that I'm telling you will help heal you inside and out, and I love it. But so we have the honey. We're also going to add some cinnamon, okay? So we have some cinnamon here. This right here is sweet cinnamon, and this is something you'll find on the website as well. We have, this again is an antimicrobial, antibacterial. It definitely helps with, it definitely helps internally. This is something that I used a lot when it came to like cramps and things of that nature. But it definitely helps with, I would also say, the effects of diabetes internally also. But it helps with your skin. It actually is, if you use it in tandem with certain products, it can be a brightener. Again, it pulls and extracts, okay? So it does have some astringent-like effects as well. Again, it has some amazing anti-aging qualities, and it actually helps with hydration and itchy skin, okay? So that's why I use the cinnamon. Not only because it smells amazing, but for your skin properties as well. Again, that healing effect. So we're going to be using some cinnamon here today, and I actually have some cinnamon sticks that I actually put in my actual ones that I create that I sell. So I actually have a cinnamon stick in there for you guys. So, and then we're going to also add lavender. Again, lavender is not just great for its beautiful smell and all of that, but it's also great for its relaxing qualities and so on and so forth. So what we're using today is going to be, we're going to use the honey. So we're going to use our honey, and actually I'm going to put the honey in first so we can start melting the honey. I'm going to use about a half a cup. So this will be enough to create an 8-ounce jar for yourself. Now, if you want to know what to keep it in, I personally, you can go ahead and keep it in a regular jar, like a, just a jar that you have, so you can keep it in the jar until you're ready to use it. I would also use, if you're going to use like a plastic container, because you don't want to get any of the plastic into your product, make sure it's a PET, plastic, make sure it's okay, PETE. And I want to say BPA approved as well, but we want to make sure that you don't use anything that's going to basically take the container and put it back into your product. So I personally think the safest bet is just using something like a glass container. Today, after we created, I was going to put it in this cute little wine glass here. Can you imagine drinking your wine in your tub and then pouring your wine? I'm just saying, it's so cute. So we're going to see where I'm going to put it. But right now, this is going to be my little portable tub for you guys. I just want to show you this. So by the time we get done, you're going to see what this tub looks like. This is the tub that you're going to be, this is my personal tub for right now. So we're going to mix everything in here, and you're going to see the end product right inside of our little porcelain tub right here. Doesn't this look like a real tub though, guys? Does this look like a real tub? This looks like a real tub to me, I kind of want like a clawfoot tub. This to me reminds me of that. Hello guys, how you doing? Thank you for joining. So, but if you have any questions about herbs, this is a great place to put it. If you have any comments, questions about how to move forward in regards to this, definitely let me know. We will be coming back every week, so any questions that you have, I will try to answer them at least the next week and the next week's live. So if you come back live here with me, you can ask backup questions as well, and I can give you information from that perspective. But I also planned on, like I said, next week and on the upcoming weeks, I don't know if it's going to be next week, it might be the week 2 weeks from now, we're going to also do a body butter. So we have the shea butter, and we also have the mango butter here as well, again, that you can use. And these are just little 8-ounce containers that you have, and if you need smaller amounts, we can create it to your desired size or amount. But right now, that's what we're going to do in the next couple of weeks. So definitely look forward to that, and we'll make body products, especially for the winter, because they are perfect for the winter months. And I have it on today, actually, and I just made some. Actually, I just made some. I just made some the other day. I made some almond flavored, and it was amazing. And so it smells literally like fall. So we're going to make that as well. So let's go ahead and keep going here. So far we have our double boiler. We have our pot with our water on low. We have a pot here, and the water is maybe about 1/3 of the way up, 1/4 of the way up, so you don't need to fill this with water at all. And then you're going to put your Pyrex glass inside, or a glass or a jar that is that's safe for the heat. And then we're going to just go ahead and here, because I'm using a Pyrex actual measuring cup, you're going to measure about 1/2 cup. But let me go ahead and just get a 1/2 cup, so it makes things a little easier for you guys to see. And this is a 1/2 cup here, because what we're going to do is create an 8-ounce jar of honey bath. So this here, an 8 ounce. Yeah, so we're going to do 1 cup, actually. So we're going to use 8 ounces. So we're going to use a 1/2 cup. That's what I was trying to do, was 1 cup. So let's go ahead. Let's start. So we're doing a 1/2 cup of honey. And I'm going to just pour this in here. Hopefully you guys can see this. But again, this is just some clover honey that I got from the store. I personally will pour this directly into it, because we're going to have a good time trying to get it out of this little cup, I must say. But we're going to pour this honey, 1/2 cup of honey into it. Actually, I'm about to open this up and really pour it in there. Let's get this started. Hopefully you guys can see this. I'm going to take the top off and just pour it in. Now it's coming out nice and fast. So we're going to use a 1/2 cup of honey. And I'm filling that up there. Don't overflow if you don't have to. I hate to be wasteful. I hate to be wasteful. Delicious. The good thing about honey is it's a natural preservative as well, which I love. So like all the products that I use with the honey, for the most part, it doesn't seem to go bad. Like I have yet to see any of my honey go bad. This is one that I made, I want to say when I first started, literally. And this was like a sample. And this is one that when I first started. And it's still here, because this is one that I used as a sample so people could just see it. And I just want to show you at the most what it will do if it's sitting for a while is maybe crystallize. But this right here, you see the honey is right here and it's still in a good shape. And it actually still smells beautifully. And you see the honey, you see the cinnamon inside here too. So it's still in really good condition. And this is like 4 years ago. So, I mean, that's the good part about honey. Honey is its own natural preservative. So that's a great thing. So you don't have to put additional preservatives in it, because honey is a preservative on its own. Okay. So let's go ahead and pour this 1/2 cup. So I have a 1/2 cup of honey here. We're going to pour this 1/2 cup of honey into my Pyrex glass, the double boiler that we're creating here. And what we're going to do is let it, and I'm going to turn the heat up a little bit. So, right, it was on low, so it just had a little bubble. You might have saw a few bubbles rise up, but it was on low. So now I'm turning it up. And I might need a little spatula to get the rest of it out. That's why I really suggest you just pour the honey right in. Because you're going to spend, you know, you end up wasting a little bit of the honey in the container that you're putting it in. So, and if you just want to use it all, then I would just say, make sure you pour it directly into the Pyrex. But I'm just going to go ahead and get the rest of the honey. Look at all that honey that was still in here, right? Because it sticks to the jar. It's not like everything else. Like if it was water, it would be easier. But if you're trying to measure it just perfectly, know that this is not a perfect science. You don't have to make this perfect. This is really what you want. So just know that you can play with it a bit. Play with it to your desired consistency. Play with it until you are happy with its outcome. Okay? All right. Woo! All right, here we go. Okay, so right now I have the honey inside the Pyrex, and it's already, if you notice, it's already kind of heating up, because usually it would be really stiff, right? It will be really stiff. So I like to put my cinnamon inside the honey, okay? So we're going to put the cinnamon inside of this honey. You can use cinnamon powder also, again, utilizing some of the things you have really in your home. So I'm just going to, for the sake of you knowing that it's just as simple also as using some of the things that are in your home, I'm going to actually use some cinnamon here as well. Again, this is not a perfect science, but I want to cook my cinnamon into my oil a bit. So warm it up, let it get in there real nice. Okay. And then we're just going to mix it up a bit. We're going to keep it nice and warm. Again, we want it to kind of seep right into the honey. Again, I would, you know, if you really want to get deep in it and really pull out the amazing effects that's within the honey, within the cinnamon stick, within the cinnamon chips, I would suggest that. And then you would just have honey, you know, cinnamon floating around in your bath as well, which is beautiful. But you would have taken out a lot more of the effects than it's right here in this powder. So this powder is just something, again, that I probably got from Costco. So it's, again, you can kind of use what's in the house, but I really suggest that you go ahead and use the herbs that you have. I mean, use the herbs that are high quality to go, because you definitely want high quality herbs in your products that you're going to soak your body in, okay? So I'm just going to use this just for quickness sake here. And if you see here, I actually have, let me add one more thing. I'm going to actually add a honey stick also, because this is something I use regularly in my baths as well. So I always give a honey stick. I used to do honeycombs in the bath as well, but this is a honey stick that I use, so you can actually use a real honey stick. And I like this because it stays in your bath with you. Like you saw in the other one, you saw actual honey stick in there, and so you're just cooking, again, getting that the effects of the real cinnamon into your bath. So I'm pouring that on in there, so that's in there now too. Again, this is not a perfect science, but as long as you have majority of the ingredients, like you don't even have to use all of the flowers I have. I'm just showing you some of the flowers that I'm more partial to, so you know what you can do for you. You know, you can use all kinds of different flowers, like, you know, whatever is best for your own goddess bath. Like I said, I took some rose petals. If you guys notice, I have some roses back here as well. I took these rose petals, and what I do is I will just warm them up. I will warm them up, pretty much bake them on low heat, dry them in the oven. Ooh, it's getting a little bit too hot. You guys hear that noise? So I'm going to turn it down a little bit. But these are some rose petals, because I like to use rose petals in everything that I do. So these are just rose petals that smelled so good that I really wanted to keep. It was a beautiful rose bush that I had, or floral arrangement that I had. So I'm just letting you know I'm already starting my bath, and we're going to start off with some of these beautiful flowers that I already dried weeks ago. Hopefully you guys saw how I kind of made a goddess bath before with the roses And so I'm just going to go ahead and put this in here for now, so you already see where we're going with the bath. So here you go. So this is the beginning of our bath. You like that? Doesn't that look beautiful? So this is the start of your bath. So you can put any flowers just in your bath. Some of you may be wondering whether or not, you know, you should have these things go down your drain. If you're concerned about any of that, I would put a level of cheesecloth down when you're letting the water out of your tub, and that will catch any of the herbs, or they will stick to around your tub a little bit, and you just wipe them off, and then you could put them in the trash. So it's how you want to do it if you're trying to protect your drain. So, all right, so we have half a honey in here. So if you guys are following along, we have half a cup of honey in here. Right now, it looks really good. It looks really cinnamony. Like I said, I really love cinnamon. Guys, you see that? I hope you guys can see that. This is the honey and cinnamon so far. I personally want to add a little more honey in it because I feel like some of it got stuck to the side. So I want to just take this up a notch. So I'm adding more honey. I hope you guys can see that. Taking it up a notch because I'm just so... I love my honey. I'm just saying. I'm just so bath goddessy. Bath goddessy. That's what I... So I'm adding a little more honey. I just want to show you. Adding a little more honey here, for not just for consistency, but again, just to balance out, because I did put a lot of cinnamon in here. So again, it's not a perfect science, because you really could just put like a teaspoon of the cinnamon, like the cinnamon sticks. Like if you use the cinnamon chips, that's different than using cinnamon powder. So if you're using the actual cinnamon chips or the sticks, then you do definitely need to let it go a little longer so you can get those medicinal effects out of that. Let it, I want to say, cook a little longer, because every time I do this, I'm like, this is just me cooking. I love to cook. I love to bake. I love to make new recipes. So this is fabulous. So what I'm going to do now we have the cinnamon and we have the honey. So now what we're going to do is we're going to add, I'm going to turn this up a little bit so I can just get this a little, the consistency I'm looking for, just get it nice and warm in there. Because once I add the oil, and I'm just letting you know, I have my oil right here. I'm just using this container, but this is avocado oil in here. Again, if you want to use some of the other oils that you may have around your house, you can use, but I like to use sweet almond oil. I like to use jojoba oil. I like to use coconut oil. So some of these other oils are, again, around the house, or you can use what you have, but I use the avocado oil. So, let's see. So now what we're going to do is put a half a cup. So in essence, we're doing half and half. So I'm going to use the same half a cup container we have here. I'm pouring it in. So again, it doesn't matter because right now it should be okay because, again, we have the honey in there already. So I'm just pouring that right on in here. And then we're going to add our herbs. I love this. It already smells delicious. You guys, you know I love the smell of honey. It smells so delicious. So, by the way, as we're doing this, like I said, you're going to need your honey, you're going to need your oil, you need your cinnamon, and then you need whatever herbs that you want to put in your own honey bath. I'm using roses, I'm using lavender, I'm using calendula. At the end, we're then going to add some beautiful essential oil to it as well. So you're going to really have the smell of all of these aromas, just like having a bowl mixed in there together. It's going to smell so delicious. A lot of the times I like to use the lavender essential oils for everything. Pretty much almost everything I use lavender in it one way or the other. I love lavender. So, but I also love chamomile. So I just wanted to show you guys again, this chamomile oil that I have, I'll probably add a little bit of that. Again, like I said, because this is not a perfect science, but this is the chamomile. I hope you guys can see that. This is chamomile oil that I created. Again, this is something that I used in, I would first open up the chamomile, like I'm going to show you here with the roses. So we're going to go ahead and just start preparing our herbs. Again, opening it up, pounding it a bit, grinding it a bit. And we're just going to get in there. Again, this is the roses here. We're just going to get in there with the roses while we have our honey warming up and mixing in really good with the cinnamon and the oils. We're going to add some, we're opening up our roses first. And if you notice, I would say, guys, you might want to go ahead and smell the roses beforehand and after. And you'll see what I'm talking about as far as the aromatic effects and how it really opens up. Yeah, it does open up. Okay, so we're going to open up these roses. Again, it's because they're dried, and what you want to do is opening up so you're able to extract the oils of the roses out of the herb. So all of these herbs have different levels of oils in them. So, you know, I think I told you guys that I like to use fresh flowers also. So this is the closest I'm getting to fresh flowers today because of the season that we're in. But usually I would pick fresh flowers and put them in my bath as well because they still have the oils in them also. But the great part about the dried herbs is the fact that you can use them in your products and it doesn't have the water in them anymore. So the water in the products is, especially when you're making natural products. Let me turn this down. The water in the herb, when it's at its natural state, ends up being in your product. And if you have that water in your product, it actually changes the consistency. It changes the, as far as trying to preserve that, it's not going to preserve well because of the water in the herb. So when you're making products that you're trying to keep on the shelf or that you're going to have to keep a longer time span, like when it comes to me creating products, that's why I said when I'm making it for myself, I can use fresh flowers all day, fresh herbs all day. When I'm cooking, I'm using fresh basil, I'm using fresh oregano, I'm using these things fresh, especially when I'm cooking. But you're cooking it, you know, and you're eating it pretty much immediately. But that's why they create herbs in, you know, these other containers. Like I have a whole herb stand there, and you know, but they keep longer when they're dried. So it's more about the preservative effect, I'm about to say the perseverance, but the ability to preserve it a little longer. Okay, so we're finished with the roses. Oh my gosh, smell it, guys. Make sure you smell it. How you guys doing? Do you have any questions? How much cinnamon? Okay, so I would say a pinch. Do a couple pinches of cinnamon. I put a little more than I planned on putting on in here, so I added more honey. So I would just say a pinch of cinnamon. If you have a cinnamon stick, then go ahead and throw that in there. Are you using a cinnamon stick or are you using, what kind of cinnamon are you using? Because here we have the cinnamon chips, which you can use, and there you would put maybe like a half a teaspoon. If you're using a cinnamon stick, like I just showed you, I'm actually using an actual cinnamon stick that I put in there because I can cook it the way I need to, and I leave it in the product. Usually when I'm making my own products anyway, for clients, I keep that cinnamon stick in it because the longer it's in there, you're kind of really getting more of the effects of the cinnamon. And then, but in this product here, I also added some cinnamon powder. So if you have cinnamon powder, what kind of cinnamon are you using? And that will kind of determine how much you're using. But if you're using cinnamon powder, then I would say a pinch, a couple pinches of the cinnamon. But if you're using a cinnamon stick, go ahead and use a half a cinnamon. Or if you're using cinnamon chips, then I would say use a half container, a half teaspoon of a cinnamon stick. Okay, I will use the sticks because that's what I already have. Okay, awesome, good, yep. So just throw a cinnamon stick in there and then you'll be fine, okay? I personally like the cinnamon sticks, like, you know, like I said, we'll be using essential oils also. I have like cinnamon essential oil, but I don't necessarily want to put it in this product. One, because cinnamon is very strong. Cinnamon will overturn any other smell that is with because of how strong it is. So I don't use the essential oil, the cinnamon essential oil. I rather use the cinnamon herb. So again, it's all about the strength of what you want and what you want it to smell like, look like, and what you're feeling like you need. The cinnamon also is great for the holiday season also. So if you're working with kids, if you are baking right now with your children or baking right now with like a little class, I would say get the kids together and make what they like, you know. But the cinnamon definitely helps with that. And I think this is great for a holiday project as well. So I'm going to turn this down because my honey looks like it's done. Okay, so I'm going to just show you. So we have the honey. And that's another reason why I like the Pyrex, because it doesn't get too hot. Like I said, I have quite a bit of cinnamon in here, so I didn't mean to put that much, so I added more honey. But we have the cinnamon sticks in here as well. And like I said, you can also use the cinnamon chips. Now, this is sweet cinnamon, which is a little different than what you're going to find on anyone's shelf. So it adds a sweeter smell, a sweeter aroma. It's a sweeter effect to your honey bath. So this is a great product to use in the honey bath for a sweeter taste. Sometimes cinnamon can, like I said, be kind of overbearing. So that sweeter cinnamon is actually a little better if you can get it. All right, I want to smell it. Okay. And hopefully you guys, you can smell the cinnamon right here in the honey and the oil so far. So we already opened up and pounded a little bit of the roses, so I'm just letting you know what it looks like now. So again, it still looks like roses, right? If you see it, it's not powdery, but you do see some powder, but you do still see the whole roses. So these are rose petals that I'm using. I've also used rose buds. So it's up to you what you want to use, okay? So we're using rose petals here. I'm pouring it right on in there, and I'm going to mix it on in there. So we have rose petals down. Okay, again, I'm gonna just show you what it looks like. It's already looking beautiful, guys. Oh my gosh, look at that. I hope, can you see that? I hope you guys can see right there. Yeah, so we have the rose petals inside so far. And then, all right. Yeah. So we have the rose petals in there. Now we're going to go ahead and add some of the beautiful calendula. And first we're going to, again, grind them up a little bit. You don't have to use a lot, but I love calendula. So it's up to you how much you want to use. All of these are about, I want to say these are all about 8 ounces. I'm trying to look. I think this is about 8 ounces. I think it is. But I'm only using like half of it, just depending upon the herb, because some of the herbs are fluffier than others. So if you were to weigh them, one would be a little more than the other because of how dense they are. So it's definitely a difference between, you know, lavender and the calendula, because these are lavender flowers, but the lavender flowers are different than the marigold or the calendula flowers. Calendula is in the marigold family, okay? So again, we're going to open up the calendula a bit. Now, sometimes you may skip this step just because you're just like, you know what, I could just put this all together in a pot and call it a day. But it definitely benefits you if you're able to open it up a bit, grind them up a little bit. Just FYI, when it comes to making different capsules and different things with herbs, that's when you can use your own personal grinder. Or even I have like a bullet that you can use, you know, to just bring it down to a pulp or a Vitamix or whatever it is that you may have, again, in your home. Thank you. And you can just use that and you can bring it down to a powdery form. So when you're trying to take it in a capsule form. So one day we'll also talk about creating herbal capsules where you can put certain things in capsules in order to get it down a different way, you know, so you don't always have to use tea. You don't always have to use, tea or another effect. You can try it with the pill as well. So just other ways to get it down. Okay, guys. All right. I feel like this is work. I feel like I'm about to start sweating. Anybody over there sweating? All right. So I opened that up a bit. I'm going to pour it right on in here. And then I'm going to do the same thing to my lavender. So now I'm going to pour the lavender in, open that up a bit. And so while that's in here, I'm going to go ahead and put the calendula right inside of the honey. Whew. And like I said, I'm gonna also add some of my my chamomile, because I already had some chamomile oil that was made. I have like all kinds of oils made. This one here is a golden seal. This is a golden seal oil that I made, and this golden seal actually helps with, again, you know, everybody knows about golden seal, right? Again, golden seal is an awesome healing herb, internally and externally. People use this to cleanse out their body internally. This also helps externally as well when it comes to your body. So I could add a little bit of this in it as well. I make lemon balm oil, whatever type of oils, and I like to put them all in here because it's mine. I can, you know, I can just do it to my best, like to what I want, my goddess needs, what my desires are. I'm able to do what I want for my own goddess needs. So far we have, and I'm gonna show you guys so far. This is the calendula here. Isn't that beautiful? That's calendula, the roses, and the cinnamon. Hopefully you can see that. The calendula, the roses, and the cinnamon so far. Look at that. Oh, and it smells good too. And I haven't even put the lavender in. I know you guys are like, yeah, but lavender. The roses are in here. The calendula's in here. The honey has a beautiful aroma on its own. Like I said, the avocado's in here, the cinnamon. But the cinnamon is not overpowering the other aromas because it is only in its powdered or stick form. So you're smelling it, but you're not going to get an overbearing smell. So you're not going to get an overbearing aroma. Looks good. Oh, yes. Good. Yes, make it for your bath today, no doubt. And so we have this. So now, but if you have any questions, again, let me know. That was a good question that you had, because I was saying that, you know, this is not an exact science, so you just kind of do it the best you need to. Oh my gosh, the smell of this lavender. I mean, I love lavender. Oh my gosh. Smells so delicious. I mean, it's just so pretty. It just makes me feel like, oh. It actually goes with my outfit today. Oh my gosh. Oh, okay. So we're working on the lavender now. So we're kind of opening up the lavender here. If you notice here. And it smells so good. Oh my gosh. Woo! All right. So now we're going to go ahead and we can put it all. We're going to put some. I'm going to just put a little bit to add to the other roses and flowers I have, because I'm about to also add some chamomile. So I'm going to add the chamomile. Again, I love the smell, the aroma of the chamomile, but the relaxation benefits of the chamomile also is very helpful. So I definitely want a little bit. I'm adding this because this is just something that I want for me, again, for my goddess bath. So I'm just going to open this up, and right now it's acting like it's stuck. So I'm going to get something to open this up real quick. And by the way, I know this looks like a wine opener, but it's not really a wine opener. Ha! Yes, it is. So I'm going to use this wine opener real quick to just open this up. This has been sitting there for a while on my lid, so just FYI. So this is my, this is the chamomile. Can you guys see that? Hopefully you guys can see that. This is the chamomile. Oh my gosh. And it smells delicious as well. So I'm just going to put like a pinch in here, just a couple drops in here as well. Again, if you really want a relaxation effect with the chamomile, then you can definitely pour. I could pour it all in there if I want. It's basically how you want to do it for you. Again, because I already have the oil in here and I already put like half of the oil. Like right now, we're at a bath that's about 1 cup. We have 1 cup of a bath in here. So this is perfect for a 1 cup container. So this right here is about 8 ounces here. So let me see. Let's see where we are, guys. Let's see. So right now, this is the honey bath so far. We've made 1 cup. And you can use this. You guys can use this for mini baths. Okay, can you see that? Isn't that beautiful? You see all the flowers in here. You see the calendula, you see the lavender, you see the honey. All of it's mixed in here really good. So if you use it right away, oh my gosh, you'll just have an amazing bath. If you let it sit for a while, you'll have an amazing bath. This is how it looks on the top here. And you see again, the roses, the lavender, calendula. We have the chamomile in here. So again, you can make it how you want. And in this bath here, I'm just going to put a little bit. We have a little bit that's left in this container. So I'm just going to put a little bit of what's left in here. So basically, this is about a teaspoonful in here. And this FYI, we're not finished yet because we have to also add in our essential oils. So I would suggest a lavender, or you can do a rose essential oil, or you can use a honey essential oil. Honeysuckle is a good option. Ginger lily is a good option. Sweet orange is a beautiful option as well. So this one here we have, and I'm just going to try to get the rest of. Oh, this looks so good. And perfect for the holiday, I'm just saying. Woo! Here we go. And if you want to top it off with some more roses or some more rose petals, some more lavender, I'm just going to add a little bit more from here. Here we go. So we can get some more lavender in here, some more calendula in here. Let's see. So you can use about 2 tablespoons of this for your own bath. Personally, again, I am a goddess forever, and I use the whole thing in my bath, but I have a huge tub. So it's really how much you want to put in there. If you're filling up your entire water with it, what do you want in your tub? So let's go ahead and finalize this and just add a few drops of essential oil. This is the lavender that we have here, which I love. So we can add a few drops of this oil in here. You can mix them up if you like as well. And I would say about for 1 8-ounce container, I would say about 10 drops, 10 to 20 drops based on, again, what it is that you want. So right now, okay, so right now I have about 20 total drops in here. So let me just mix this up a little bit and just make sure it smells the way I want. Oh my gosh. Whew. Another thing to keep in mind is if you wait till it cool off a little bit, it may not burn your essential oils too much, because basically it's still hot right now. It still might be steaming a little bit. So it may evaporate some of the aroma of your essential oil. So you might want to wait till it cools down a bit, and then you just close it on up and you store it until you're ready to enjoy your bath. So this is the honey bath, guys. It's not very hard, but I mean, it's a great step, especially if you like cooking in your kitchen like I do. This is a great opportunity for you to do with your kids, your loved ones, just something for you to enjoy on a daily basis. Whenever you feel like you need to feel like a goddess, whenever you feel like you need some just me time, that pouring back into you, our Graceful Healing Retreat slogan is all about pouring back into you, then I would definitely try this bath. You can also find the bath on the website at www.gracefulhealingretreat.com. We have a regular version, and then we also have a hemp version. Again, with the hemp version, it actually helps moisturize you inside and out. So it's pretty much the exact same product, but I do cook in a bit of the hemp as well. So it's not only the goddess that helping you externally, but it's also helping you internally. Okay. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I look forward to seeing you again soon. And I think I'm gonna get out of here. Do we have any questions? Did you make it? It does smell good, right? Did you make it? Did you like it? Did you make it? It smells amazing. Thank you. You're so welcome. So I would say, again, just pick whichever essential oils you like. I mean, it really has an amazing smell on its own. I love the smell of honey. I love the smell of honey. So honey is like my best friend. So, so you did make it. Good. Was it easy to make? Was it easy? Oh, I can't wait. You're going to have to tell me how the bath is after you get out of that tub. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it. Thank you so much. Do you want to show what you made? I'll put you on the spot now. Do you want to show what you made? You're like, no, I'm not going to show you what I made, because I can add you. I love it. I must say. Oh, actually, we're about to shut down on Instagram. Awesome. Okay. Send it to me. Yeah, definitely let me know how it goes. But we're about to count down with 15 seconds left. I thank you guys so much for coming. I appreciate you taking the time out with me, and blessings, love, and light. If you haven't already, definitely make sure you go look at the Divine Feminine Update on YouTube or over on @Graceful Marlana.